Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I want to talk about Matthew Mercer's Candela Obscura. So he has released his Candela Obscura, and he is running it as the Dungeon Master, and he is the nitrous oxide in that entire game and campaign, right? And so what I wanted, I've watched 2/3 of the first episode on YouTube. And I've shared a lot of things I love about it. I absolutely do love about it. But I want to share a very bad problem that they have in the middle of Candela Obscura. And I'm curious if they're going to be able to fix it or if they're not. And that is, where's the action? Where's the beef, right? There is a lot of talky, right? And the reality is, I watched 220 minutes of 3 hours and 40 minutes of content. And there wasn't a single fight. Right, there's just no action, right? And there's a lot of, we're going to go investigate here, we're going to ask this question there, we're going to be careful and we're going to be cautious and blah blah blah, right? And so I do think Matthew Mercer is brilliant. He's incredible at creating description, and he's got a lot of people who want to role play. But at the end of the day, you can't forget Gary's 3 pillars, and I think he may have forgotten them, right? So, and that's another reason why. This is another reason I think why people do not ever want to move off of Dungeons and Dragons. You get into this situation where you're moving off of Dungeons and Dragons and you forget the pillars, right? This is 90% interaction, 5% combat, and 5% exploration. I'll back it up. 70% interaction. 25% exploration. They are doing a good job of exploring the world. And 5% combat. And honestly, if you're going to supplant, Dungeons and Dragons, which has got a lot of juice, right? It's got a lot of action and adventure and combat, right? It's going to be hard to replace this with this super thinky, very non-aggressive platform, right? And so the reality is, I do genuinely think this is an attempt to unseat Dungeons and Dragons and really kind of pull eyeballs toward Critical Role. But I think it was very much a mistake to set the pace this low, right? And it is very evocative. It's a beautiful narrative. It's a beautiful story. But where's the beef, right? There's a lot of bun here, right? So that's my take. What do you think? Do you think that they can get away with this much talky? I don't know. It especially if you're trying to show that you have it all, right? And Dungeons and Dragons does have it all. It has and it's got the right mix, right? Gary told us from day one: 33% combat, 30% interaction, 33% exploration, right? It was set on day one. It was highlighted, it was illuminated by Mike Mearls in 5e, right? The 3 pillars. And I honestly, this is why you have to drag people away from Dungeons & Dragons. Is once you start to move away from Gary, you are moving away from just mountains of wisdom. And frankly, there's nothing that replaces it that's better. And that's dangerous. That is very, very dangerous, right? And so Candela Obscura, great start, great material. I'm definitely up for seeing more. I'm excited about it. I was excited to see it. I'm excited that I have seen it, right? But the reality is there's just not nearly enough combat in this, in my humble opinion. Am I wrong? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.